Due to the ignorance of our host, parental discretion is advised.
Welcome back to the other side of the Beehive. It's your weekly boys.
Yay!
Episode 156. We're here. And dude, I almost say we're here, and you know how the other thing goes. We can't say that anymore.
No, you can't.
We'll
say
get
that
canceled.
anymore.
We'll get canceled.
No,
Anyway.
I think you can just say that word.
I don't think we
There's
can.
a TV show with that on. The Q one.
Yeah, but but I don't think we can.
Never mind that. Hey, do you want to start over?
I just, for some reason, when I said it, I'm like, oh, I can't say that. But anyway.
So, 156. Today we have a special guest, Johann, the judge, Rubio.
Oh, the judge.
The judge, man. How long have you had that?
Not long. I think it's been like a fight or two now that I've had that kind of nickname.
Did you give it to yourself? You can't do that, right? Somebody has to give it to you, right?
No, yeah. So I had like an old nickname, like when I first joined my gym. It was like one guy that called me the name. He called me Cherub.
Cherub,
I was
huh?
like 17
Cherub
because I was a
Rock?
baby.
That's a great pumpkin song, by the way.
That's a great podcast name.
He was the only person that called me that, and it never stuck or anything like that. But then we're like, dude, we gotta get something like catchy, you know?
Yeah.
And since I'm a law enforcement officer,
Right.
The judge kind of like matched the whole. Have you ever seen Judge Dredd?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Love that movie.
Sylvester
right?
Stallone.
Sylvester Stallone.
Come on, man. Didn't that also have Wesley Snipes
No,
in it?
that's,
that was
Demolition
That was
Man.
Demolition Man.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
So no, yeah. So it just kind of
I had that
it kind
chick
of worked
in
all
it.
together. So it was good, and then it was something that I could like promote and stuff. So.
Nice.
Is that usually how it works? Like you can't give yourself your name?
Yeah, you can't give yourself that.
Really?
From what I hear.
So what if you get it? You're like, well, I don't like that.
So there have been guys.
What if I'm like, Angel,
UFC
chicken
guys.
wings? I'm like, I know, dude.
But it's like some of the greatest ones, like the Axe Murderer. That's one of the greatest nicknames ever, right?
Yeah.
Who gave him that? Or do you think I'm the Axe Murderer? Because nobody tells Wanderlei Silva, nah, you can't have that, right?
Yeah. There have been some guys. Oh, I can't remember his name.
The Emperor, Fedor. I mean,
Yeah. Well, he's.
he's
Yeah.
when you hang out with Putin, you kind of.
I didn't know. That's how it works. I thought it's kind of like your riding belt, right?
Yeah.
And then you can just go ahead and buy it.
Right.
Someone's got to give it to you.
Because we've had Eric Iman on here quite a few times. Good friend of ours. He didn't. I think.
Yeah.
What's his
Gary.
name? Gary gave him
Yeah.
the silverback, right?
Silverback, yeah.
Yeah. So
It's crazy. What
pretty
remind me?
interesting. You?
Yeah. The coconut.
The coconut.
Yeah, dude.
Angel the coconut. So, when you came on here, we'll get into the fight biz here in a bit. When I told Angel that you were going to come on the podcast, he says, huh. And so there's a long pause. I says, what?
And I said, I beat him up one time.
Yeah. So,
I'm just kidding. Even she looked up, I was like, holy shit.
Pull this up for me, would you? Maybe this will ring a bell for you right here, okay?
Okay. Oh yeah. I was here.
That was here. That was outside. That was in the backyard.
Yeah.
Look at that good-looking young man right
Yeah,
there.
dude. Look at that.
Retro Futura.
Yeah, so it's actually, I didn't even think about it. I got the hoodie. So Nestor.
Yeah, Nestor.
He's my best friend. And
I knew you looked familiar.
Hey, there you go. See, and I was doing that with him, but we never met though. So it was like, and he just asked me before he went and got you. He was like, "So you ever met this guy?" I'm like, "No, because you dealt more with Nestor, right?"
Yeah.
Yeah, but he says, "Good luck, everything but you're nothing but the best." And I say, "Hey, guess who's?" I actually said, "Guess who's coming to the podcast? An MMA fighter." And he was like, "Rubio." I was like, "Yeah, how did you know?"
Good guess.
Like, oh, dude, tell him. Yeah, tell him I wish him nothing but the best. And he actually painted that bottom one and this one right here. He's into painting nowadays.
This one right here.
He gets he smokes that devil's lettuce and
Devil's lettuce. He gets creative.
He gets to paint.
Well, good for him.
But anyway, are you excited? Are you pumped? Are you nervous? Are you what?
So right now, I can't wait to get in there.
Yeah, really?
I'd fight tonight if I could. You know?
Wow.
You know, nerves definitely set in.
Mm-hmm.
If my coach has always said, like, if you don't get nervous, then you're not prepared. Either one, you're too confident, or two, you're already like thinking like, I'm probably gonna lose. So there's
gotta
nothing
take
to
it
be
easy kind of
nervous
thing.
about. Yeah.
Right.
So nerves is good. That'll probably settle in really the day of, like right before, but that's when you kind of control yourself, control the adrenaline and everything. So
Fierce Fighting Championship, 18, right? January 29th
Yes,
over
sir.
the Maverick Center. A short notice fight, right? You got a change of opponents within the last week, right?
yeah, change of opponents, change of weight twice, because it was supposed to be originally at 170
Right.
against Salas, and then we got caught wind that he probably wasn't going to make weight. And honestly, I was like, I don't care. I'll fight him at 85. I'll fight him at 205. I just want to fight, And so we bumped it up to 185, and then he had to pull out for whatever reason. And so they were like scrambling to get me another opponent. And Cody down there, he's super good, he's super connected. And so he had a couple of opponents in mind, and nothing but the, freaking props to Will for taking the fight on short notice. I respect the guy for that, and he seems like a tough dude, so it'll be a fun fight.
Where does that come into play? Where does that make you a little bit nervous? Because you've probably, how long have you known before your first opponent, before having to switch opponents? You had a good month or so, right, before you knew.
I actually just found out this last week that we got switched opponents.
But before that, how long have you been training for Salas?
Probably like a month and a half between that. I figured I was going to fight, but we hadn't signed contracts yet. But they were like, hey, prepare. Like, you're probably going to end up fighting this dude. And
right.
So it's been like a month and a half.
Wow.
So how does he go? And you guys could, answer this for me. When it comes, obviously we know the work that goes when it comes to, you have to make weight. So you have to drop weight basically. But if you, and like in your case, if you have an opponent now that's like, well, there's no way he's going to make it. Now you go, well, I'll meet him, like you say, 185. Do you just eat all the shit you see? Or is there like a strategy to do this? Or
Yeah, so for like a day when I found out I was fighting like at 185, I was like, all right, I'm going to
Pizza
put some more.
McDonald's.
There we go.
It's like, I'll eat some more potatoes, eat some more pasta, carb up. And I was like, no reason to starve myself now if I'm waking up on weight,
Right.
And then they're like, all right, you're going back to 170. I was like, oh man.
Whoops.
It's like, oh, that sucks.
So what's I always get fascinated with the process till the day off. Like the day off, like it's gonna be next weekend. Mm-hmm. When you wake up, do you wake up already in a different state of mind, or do you just wake up as like, this is just another day and my mind doesn't change until I'm about to walk out? Or
No,
or do you just wake up, you're like, it's time to get, beat the shit out of somebody. Or
it's a pretty fun. I think the morning's pretty fun because I wake up and I'm like, damn, I'm gonna get in a fist fight tonight. Yeah. Like no ifs, ands, or buts.
Wow.
Like you can, you can go out with your friends to a bar and if you see some guys kind of hassling you or whatever, and then you'll be like, oh, I might be in a fight.
Yeah.
Like these guys are being kind of dicks.
Right.
But like when you wake up and you're like, no, I am getting into a fight tonight. Like, that's cool. That's a cool feeling.
I have to say, for a fighter, you got a nice set of teeth on you, man.
Yeah, no shit.
Those fuckers are beautiful. Congratulations.
That means you know how to fight.
You got a nice mouthpiece, I would assume, right?
Yeah, I've had to use like the Invisaligns or whatever.
Oh, okay.
I actually had my jaw cracked when I first joined my gym. One of the professional fighters freaking caught me with the hook, cracked my jaw, like disaligned my jaw a little bit. I was like, no.
Elite Performance.
Yes, sir.
With Jeremy Horn. You guys probably don't know. Jeremy Horn is a real pioneer of the sport. Do me a favor, pull up Jeremy Horn's record. Tell me a good fighter who you would assume has a really good record. Like
right now?
Yeah, anybody. Like, oh, that guy did well in his career.
Oh, my hero was Anderson Silva.
Pretty good career, right? Pretty good record.
Yeah. This one's gonna beat it.
You just wait. You want to talk about a real pioneer of MMA? I mean, Jeremy Horn is like a staple of what built MMA, and I can only imagine what it's like to work under him, and he manages from what I hear, right?
Yes, yeah. So Jeremy's he's like my second dad, so he's awesome.
92 and 22, for God's sakes.
Oh, Jesus.
So Anderson Silva was what, 20, 24, and
really?
What? I can't remember how many losses he
now
has
I know
now.
that he's here, but has he always been a local, or he moved here?
He moved here. He spent a lot of the time now in his life here, but I don't think he was born here. Like
No, he had trained out in like Iowa.
That's
and
right.
A couple other places. Trained Matt Hughes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and this isn't even all his fights. He's had
No,
over
no,
170 pro fights.
Really? Jesus Christ.
What an opportunity, and what a mind to pick when it comes to fighting. I did a little bit of jiu-jitsu way back in the day when he opened the first Elite Performance downtown, like 9th South, and I was just in awe to be around him. He didn't say 2 words to me, but still I knew who he was. You know, we're talking 2005. So, but what a great mind to work under, and what a great guy to work with.
Yeah, the way he thinks about things and his analogies, and when he puts it all together with jiu-jitsu and everything else, is pretty astounding. He's a very smart man, not just in the fight world, but just like in general in life. Like he's awesome.
Is he a Militich guy?
No,
he wasn't. He
trains a lot of military and law enforcement, and they've actually like taken him. I think he went to like Ireland, and he trained like their like military and some other places like that. And
so at this point in your career, when you're a law enforcement officer, are you just like begging for someone to get saucy with you? Like, come on, dude, just try me. And you're like, here, I'll put this away, and then like, come get me.
No, I mean, nobody ever wants to fight like on duty, like, because that's like the real world, like that's dangerous, right? But I do like the fact that I'm trained proficient enough that I'm not afraid of confrontation.
Your confidence is probably at an all time,
and it helps.
Especially this guy pulls you over with these good-looking ears and this beautiful smile. It's like, here's my shit.
Go ahead. I'll go to his window and give him my driver license. They're like, you don't need to get out.
But it's a great deterrent. Having like that authoritative figure and being like confident, and then not only just like being able to go and be next to your friends and being like, all right, well, we can handle this situation. Right. Oh, there's a bunch of dudes fighting. Like, I'm okay. Like, I'll be fine. Like,
have you ever always done martial arts?
So I wrestled for about 6 years. When I was like 12, that's when I started. And then I've been doing MMA for about 8. So more than half my life.
Nice.
How old are you, if you don't mind to ask?
26.
Ooh, you're right there, man. Yeah. Going through your record, I was very impressed. Your AMI record is outstanding.
Thank you.
And then you're undefeated as a pro fighter already. You're going to have 2-0 after the 29th, right?
That's what we hope for.
That's right. So congratulations on a great path. All right. I think you're in the right spot, and what a great place to be in. Utah's a hotbed for MMA right now. A lot of people don't know about it. But it just keeps getting better and better and better. And Fierce Fighting Championship is their next level. I mean, that's a farm league basically, right?
Yeah. So I like to think of like the professional MMA world is like there's like a lower level pro, mid level pro, and like high level pro.
Right.
I think right now I'm starting off in the low level pro because I just had one professional fight and this is my second one. Fierce is definitely the promotion that can help me get to like the mid to higher level pros,
right?
Where I'm hopefully one day, the main event or a co-main event on these shows as a professional, because I've been a main event for them as an amateur. But doing that as a professional, it gets you that publicity and people start looking your way, like big promotions like the UFC, Bellator, Ryzen, stuff like that. So I think they'll definitely help me get there.
Nice. This card's pretty good too. This card's got a lot of big names on it. If you're an MMA nut and you really know your shit, there's UFC vets, Bellator vets. There's Champion 1FC guys on there. It's a pretty good card.
Yeah, the one that I was bummed that got scrapped was Jan.
Oh, that's right.
I love Jan. He's a good dude and kind of sucks, and hopefully his injury heals quickly and stuff, but I was super excited to see him back in there because it's been a minute.
Yeah.
How long have you been a police officer?
Almost 4 years.
4 years? Mm-hmm. Are you a sheriff or are you a...
No, I'm a city guy.
City cop? Mm-hmm. Nice. How do you like that?
It's good. It's busy.
I can imagine so.
Yeah.
You never know what you're going to get every day, right?
Yeah, especially the last 2 years, a little extra busy.
I can only imagine.
So, mind if I ask, you guys...
Yeah, dating.
Okay. I was like, I don't know what questions I can ask. So I was like, so I know you don't have a microphone, but what do you? Is it more is it more problematic for you to know that he fights or know that he's a cop?
She's a cop.
Oh, you're a cop. Oh, Jesus.
We're all going to jail tonight.
Good thing I got Diet Coke.
Highball. This is the only one I'll have, I guess.
Yeah, but so how's work when it comes to this? Do they just have take all the time of your work, or it's like, hey, you have to follow this schedule? But
No, so my department's really good because I have a couple of collateral spots that I do as well. Meaning that my only job isn't to just be a police officer out on the streets. I do other collateral positions. And so they're pretty good at working with me and changing my schedule a little bit if I need to. But usually for the most part, whenever I'm training up for a fight, like I just kind of suck it up, you know?
Yeah.
Injuries and everything, and you're bruised and beaten and tired.
can you imagine
still
he
gotta
pulls you
do
over
it.
and he's got a swollen black eye, and you're like, what the hell? What happened in your last arrest?
Talk about intimidation, man. Like, fuck. Did you grow up around here?
Yeah, so I grew up in like Taylorsville, Kearns area.
Okay. So Utah native.
Yeah,
Very nice.
You Latino? Mm-hmm. From where?
Mexico.
Oh, nice. Brian, hey, go get us some drinks, too. We gotta talk it up. I'm just kidding. Do you speak fluent Spanish?
Yeah, my parents were super good about that.
Oh, really?
Are they from here or
Mexico.
obviously Mexico? What part of Mexico?
La Paz. It's like 2 hours above Cabo.
Ooh, that's good.
Nice
Oh, no,
area.
you're not going. You're going to Cancun now.
No, we scratched that. We're going to the Yucatan now.
No shit.
Yeah, we are.
That's where I'm from.
Nice.
Yucatan Peninsula. Are you serious?
Yeah. They were like, the wife made a great point. She's like, I want to go to Mexico. I don't want to sit in a fucking hotel and drink. We could do that at home. We could do that at the Ramada Inn in fucking, West Valley. If that's what we want to do.
Hey, that's where I went for my honeymoon.
Sit by a pool and fucking and drink. So I was like, you know what triggered it was Quinn.
Yeah.
All those pictures, I'm like, well, why wouldn't we want to go
Yeah.
there? So the couple that we're going with, we talked him into it. So
cool.
that's where we're going to head.
Hell yeah. I'm
So,
excited for you.
I'm pretty stoked.
I always want people to go to my hometown. They're like, where are you going to go? I was like, I don't know.
I said Angel would take care of us.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, we don't do cocaine anymore. I'm like, no, it's okay.
Well, he's out of the question.
Yeah, so never mind. Fuck him, right?
No, so we have a friend, another podcaster that just went there, but he's been to Mexico many times.
Yeah.
But he just happened to go to my hometown, and he was like to Mayan ruins and all that stuff. So he was like,
Nice.
taking pictures and yeah.
How often do you go back?
So I just went back for Christmas and stuff, but that was the first time I went back in like 5 years.
Really?
Yeah, it had been a minute. It was nice, but
Dude, last time I was there, 2015.
that's a long time.
Fucking up, bud.
Well, we're planning on April, maybe May.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We'll see.
Did you grow up around here?
No, I'm from New York.
New York. Oh, man.
Wow, there's everybody.
What
Brian,
a-
where'd you grow up? Just kidding.
What a change of pace. Utah to New York, from New York to Utah. Wow.
It's crazy. Did you I was just gonna, now that you said Jeremy Horn, I was gonna ask something. I just completely lost it. Sorry about that. My bad. I just totally lost it. I was like,
What?
I've had it this whole time, and I'm like, it's gone.
So what would you say is your primary fighting? What's the heavy gun in your arsenal?
I'm a grappler.
You're a grappler?
At heart, but I love to stand up and
Really?
strike with people. I don't know if you guys went to the Fierce show at the Maverick Center last time, but I had a pretty tough opponent. His name was Casey Radden.
Yeah.
Dude's a Muay Thai freaking expert. He's good. He's a good dude. And for whatever reason, I decided to stand and bang with him. And that dude's stand-up was good. It was good.
Was that the game plan?
No. He kind of threw me off because he started it off with trying to take me down.
Oh no shit.
And I just defended it the whole time. And I was like, he can't take me down. Now we're going to stand up and bang. And then it was just kind of like he would look at me like, oh, you can't hang. But I'm like, I can hang. So then we'd start banging, and his volume was just so high that it was so good. But every time I connected, every time I cracked him, I could see like the lights flickering. Like, So I was like, I can put him to sleep, but I just got to hit him with clean shots. But his volume was just so intense. It was just ongoing. He's a tough dude. It was a good fight. It was a very fun one.
Wow.
So after you're done with the match, after you winner, when does that adrenaline wears off? Is it right there? Like once you know they raise their hand, you're like, okay, now I can just.
Yeah, it's almost like you can now relax. Like, all right, it's over. Just kind of go in the back, shower, get changed, do whatever you're gonna do, and then just go out and have some drinks.
Nice.
just go have some cotton candy like we did.
Some fucking shit food, right?
Yeah.
How often is there a like a certain period of time, or when do you fight? I mean, like how many fights you have a year, or it's just whatever
No,
you
it's
can
just
get?
it's just kind of like whenever they can come up, right? So, and you know, the problem with like MMA and having it be such a tough sport is that injuries kind of come up, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna plan to fight in May, but then you'll like hurt your ankle or your knee, and then you got to push it back, and or like COVID hits, right, and then you got to scrap the fight. Like I was supposed to fight last year in February, and the whole card got scrapped a day before weigh-ins. I drowned my sorrows with pizza and beer. So that night it was.
I have to.
Nice.
Yeah, and so like it just kind of depends. And I would like to fight more often. You know, every other month or every 3 months would be nice. But you know, finding an opponent and finding those cards that are worth it and stuff like that.
Every other month?
That would be nice.
God damn.
Damn, dude.
Damn.
That'd be cool.
So what about when you're not fighting? Are you just like fuck it, I'm gonna do whatever, or you're gonna like, I'm gonna still go to the gym or still eat healthy or
Yeah, so I still train. Definitely
Still
eat
sharpening
some
the
good
tools.
food, you
Yeah.
know. But definitely sharpen the tools. And you know, the big thing is that my coach doesn't really believe in fight camps. Like everybody talks about a fight camp and they're like,
Right.
hey, this is your set time that you have to prepare for this fight. My coach doesn't believe in that. He thinks you should train all year round, right? And so if you're doing that, then you can fight basically when you can, right? When you're not hurt and stuff. And so it's just one of those things that you just gotta always be prepared for and keep going to the gym. And not only that, but your partners and your friends are also fighting, so you have to be there to help them because they're there helping you, right? Prepare for your fights, so you should be there helping them prepare that.
Pretty smart as a come up fighter because I mean it's proof's in the pudding, right? People drop out of fights all the time, right? So if you're always ready, you can always slide into good position. So
Yeah.
that's pretty smart.
Yeah,
Pretty
so that's
smart.
what I'm expecting from Will, you know, just being a guy that always trains, that's prepared for this fight, someone that took it on short notice, but I'm expecting a fully like a grade A fighter. That's what I'm mentally prepared for.
this is the guy you're fighting?
Yes.
So he's 2-0 AMI, 2-0 pro.
Yeah, I don't really know much about his record,
Don't you?
honestly.
Don't you? Yep. And watched any of his fights?
Yeah,
Watched
I
some tape on him?
watched 2 of them on YouTube, and he seems like he's not scared to get hit, and he's willing to get in your face and brawl a bit. And I didn't see a whole lot of grappling in there, so I mean, I'm just gonna expect him to be on his A game and have a good grappling game, good wrestling, and a good stand up.
Where does he train out of?
Syndicate.
Syndicate?
MMA.
Oh, okay.
Does the record mean anything to you, or you just say you don't know, but you don't care, or
Yeah, so yes and no, right? So you can have a guy that's 6-0, but he's been fighting scrubs, right?
Okay.
So it could be, you know, I mean, he's still getting in there and he's still, you know, kicking ass, whatever. But that doesn't mean a whole lot to me at the end of the day. What matters is when I show up, how is he of a fighter? You know, it's just me and him.
but isn't that like, doesn't that backfire at one point because you don't necessarily know how he fights per se?
Well, we do a little bit of research like that, but I try not to play too into like what his record's like.
Okay.
You know, if he's 3-0, it's not like I'm like, oh man, he's undefeated. Like I gotta really, you know, be careful with that. Like it's just one of those things that he's 3-0, he's gonna be a tough dude, and
you
I
gotta
just get
think-
ready for it.
Some of the greatest fighters in the world, they've all been 3-0 at some point, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
And then like you look at dudes like Dustin Poirier or like you know like
Someone
guys
just got an erection.
excuse me. That's my boy.
but like guys that have had losses in the past, like you know.
Yeah.
And granted, he lost to very good dudes, but at some point in his early career, he lost to guys, and then he went on to become UFC champion.
Yep.
So losses don't mean anything, you know. It's just something that you can learn from. So everybody's bound to lose at some point.
How often do you train?
I try to train about 4 to 6 times a week.
So you do give yourself some rest in between.
Yeah, I definitely learned that I don't recover overnight like I used to.
Not 7 days a week.
No, so I'll do like lifting and cardio about 6 days a week, and on top of that, another 4 to 6 days of training on top of that. It just kind of depends.
Dude, that's a good question for both of you. does somebody like him, for example, that is 26 and doing this, does your body develop in a different way? Like you just say, like it
Look at him. Fuck, he's a dime piece. Of course he does.
What I meant is like he's saying I don't cure as much as fast as I used to. If there was another person with the same age, does that play the same or not really? I mean, is the sport play something in the fact that
I wake up and I feel like I'm 40, so
exactly
probably.
That's what I'm saying. But is that the sport that does this?
I would assume so, and you could attest. My thought would be, you're in shape, you eat good, you take care of yourself, right? So you're gonna run. It's like a Ferrari motor, right? You're putting the best shit in there. It's always gonna run. Or you've got a 350 out of a 78, short bed truck that you just put 88 fucking octane in all the time, and it's good for a bit, right? But you know,
from point A to point B,
right? So you're gonna take some abuse, but if you're always taking care of yourself, you're in that prime spot at all times. Am I right?
Yeah, and I think that kind of like it's kind of like a double-edged sword, right? If we grabbed some random 26-year-old guy right now, we're just pulled him in, we're like, hey, do you do like any fighting, anything like that? And he's like, no, I'm just like a regular dude, right? I'm sure he doesn't have the same injuries that I've had to deal with,
right?
Yeah.
And same problems. But on the other side of that, he wouldn't be able to do things that I can do, right? So if like we had to go into a dead sprint for whatever reason, or if we had to lift a car, like we wouldn't be on the same level. Right? Or we might be. It just kind of depends. And so I think it's one of those double-edged swords where, it does feel good to be in good shape and do all these things, but at the same time, like I can also feel the side effects of like the hard sparring. This past 2 weeks have been like my hardest 2 weeks leading up to a fight. Right? Those are my hard 2 weeks, and my body's been hurting. Now it's just recover time. Now the week before the fight, just recover, relax. Just get a little bit of cardio in, nothing crazy.
Oh, so you actually relax the week off.
Yeah, so you let your body recover. You've been beating it up. You've been doing Shark Tank rounds, and you've just been getting hammered.
That's interesting.
So
I would think total opposite. Now that the week off, and you're like, we're going to an extra mile. I mean, obviously, I don't know.
And now that MMA and combat sports for that have become a real legit sport, right? Now you're getting science involved. Now that there's money, now that there's brains that have been doing this for, I mean, you think about the first UFC in 93, right? And you think about now where guys know, I have an injury here, but we can still work on this to retain your injury, I love the way the sport is now, and people that are coming up. It's heartbreaking as a big fan, because all my OG guys are kind of come to tail end, but it's amazing to see guys that are coming up now that have shown if you're a good striker, but your grappling's not that, you're not gonna make it. You got to be good at everything right now.
Very well rounded.
Yeah,
you have to be.
And they've always said that he's a well-rounded fighter. Everybody has to be well-rounded in order to make something of themselves. So I respect it. Mono and mono, to me, it's the greatest sport ever. There's no excuses. My team didn't play well. It's all on you. So
I say that all the time. I'm like, dude, I love soccer. I've always loved soccer. Grew up playing soccer.
Yeah, of course.
Look, see what I got here?
You have a card in your wallet that says you love soccer, for God's sake. I didn't get that card.
When you're born in Mexico,
polo? Yeah, of course.
And you're talking about the water polo. Huh? No, in Mexico, you're born, they give you cleats. That's the first thing they do. Again, I lost it.
No,
so
but
you were saying.
No, but yeah, I love soccer and stuff, and we played like on a rec team and stuff, and that's super fun. But at the end of the day, like you could play your best game ever of your life, but if your team doesn't perform, it's not happening, right?
Right.
So that's what I love about MMA. It's like at the end of the day, it's just me and that other dude, whoever the better man is.
So when you the days that you're training, for example, when you're doing, your food and you're training, the days that you're not training, how do you keep focus for what's to come?
I actually try to stay away from like actually thinking about it.
Okay.
Because you get like adrenaline spikes Like you'll get these adrenaline spikes and it's exhausting. So I've learned, throughout all my years of fighting, is a really good way to do it is just not to think about the fight. Like the hard part's over. I've done all the what ifs in my head. I've done all the planning. I've done all the this is what I'm prepared for. This is the war that I'm going into. And so now it's just time to just kind of let my mind relax, let my body relax. And like day of the fight, like I'll always go watch a movie or something. Like,
oh, really? And I was gonna ask you this.
I'll like go eat breakfast, like get a good breakfast in the day of the fight, and then I'll like go maybe play some video games, just kind of focus on that, and then go watch a movie, like just do everything except think of the fight.
Right.
It's funny. I was just gonna ask him. Is that like a person that's about to fight? Does he go to the mall, or is it like, from home to work to gym, and like and now he's like, oh, I will watch a movie.
Yeah.
Makes sense though. Makes sense.
Just kind of like don't get those adrenaline spikes. Learn to control. Like, do you like that combat style breathing? Just keep everything nice and chill. Then when it's game time, when you're warming up, now it's all right. Now I'm thinking about what I'm going to do.
Now, have you learned to do this, or you've been like this since the beginning?
So I had to learn to really channel it, because when I first joined wrestling when I was 12, I would get so nervous that I would throw up before matches.
Oh, nice.
It was awful. It was the worst. I was more nervous to throw up than to actually wrestle. Wow. I was like, man, I don't want to throw up again. And then before a tournament, I'd throw up, and then I'd freaking go wrestle, and then I'm like, all right, well, I'm fine. It's so dumb. And so after like wrestling for so many years, I learned to kind of control it. And then getting into MMA, I didn't have that throw up problem, luckily. But my first fight, man, I trained so hard for that fight, because I'll be honest, I was scared. I was like, I don't know what's going to happen.
Absolutely.
And then I go fight this dude, and I was gassed after 2 minutes because the adrenaline
adrenaline
dumped.
Yeah.
Oh, the adrenaline dump hit me so hard. And I ended up beating the dude. But I was like, I never want to feel like that again.
All right.
So I just learned a lot about like combat breathing, and kind of learning to control it, and just kind of relax. And then I started getting into this routine of like, oh, well, now the week of the fight, I'm more relaxed. Don't think about it. Just do whatever. Then it turned into watching the movie the day of the fight, just kind of relaxing. And so that's just kind of how it went.
Besides MMA and obviously being a law enforcement officer, I mean, what else do you do?
So I just recently got into drawing.
Oh, no shit.
Dude, I thought he was going to say drugs. I'm like, wait, that doesn't help, does it?
No, drawing's pretty cool. It's weird because you would think like, at least I had this like thought of, if I start drawing, I'm just going to be thinking about like my problems, like the fight, like everything else right while I'm drawing. But like, I'm just so focused on like making this part perfect, to then this part, to then this part, that it's like, I'm not thinking of anything else except drawing. So it's actually been pretty cool. It's been super relaxing for
how
me.
often have we said, both of us, like, wish I could draw?
Yeah.
Like, I could draw.
Now, do you know how to draw? You're teaching yourself how to
God, no, I did not know how to draw. I could draw a stick figure and it would be crooked. One leg's longer than the other, it's just all weird. But I've been watching a lot of videos and just kind of following tutorials and stuff like that. And so I'm like slowly getting into the process. And
like pencil drawings, or are we talking
like digital drawings,
digitals?
like on an iPad and stuff.
Nice.
So it's been cool. Well, I have to use the back button a lot,
right?
the erase button a lot. So one day maybe on a canvas or something. But for now, it's a lot of erasing.
And it's how crazy, because now, I mean, I'm in the process of getting a tattoo finished, and now back in the day, it used to be like, you draw it on a piece of paper, then you put it into that paper. There's gonna get
transfer paper.
Yep. And nowadays, this last time I went to see my guy, he was like, "Oh, I'm working on your design," and it's literally on an iPad, and he's just like, he was eating chicken fingers while he's just doing my thing, and I was like, this is just crazy how. But I just like I said, we always talk about it like. I love drawing. I never learned. And my little brother, awesome. My stepdaughter, awesome. But it's just like I never. And we always ask people, can you teach yourself, or is this something you're born with? Cause
I definitely wasn't born with any drawing abilities, but I would highly recommend like watching like YouTube tutorials, and they kind of teach you like shading and like whatever you want to learn, right? If you want to learn kind of like more like paint style, or like just like straight line, like building design, stuff like that. And I'm a little too OCD for the building design one. But it's cool. I like it a lot.
So the big question, and this is the other side of the Beehive, the biggest question, MMA related, that we could even ask on here. There's an unwritten law that a lot of fighters talk about, and I want to get your opinion. You know, you've been around the game. Do you have sex the night before? Or are you one of those guys that believes you don't drop the dime? She's all, whoops.
Dude, can you imagine? He's like, I'm actually a virgin.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
After I get my papers next week.
No, so I used to think like, oh, you stay celibate.
So you think about it, right?
So I used to think like you stay celibate, you save yourself for the ring, right? But then like
Bust a nut in front of your opponent. You're like, sorry.
But
Am I wrong though? This is a word that goes around, right?
It's a thing.
It
for
really
sure.
is a thing.
For sure. Like before like big games or like people like
Yeah.
are like, I won't do it. Like I gotta save like
We do it
whatever
before we do the
testosterone.
Yeah, we go in that bathroom over there, take care of ourselves. So there's a reason we sanitize everything before you came in. So
Makes sense. But
the Clorox smell, I swear to God, it's the Clorox, not cum.
It's the real Clorox.
should have brought my black light. But I don't really believe in that anymore.
Attaboy.
It's just kind of like you do what you do. Like it won't affect you at all.
Eric, he was the same way, right? No, he says I wait. And then when I'm done,
Yeah.
Sammy's all, yeah.
Yeah, but they also do shit in front of each other. So it's like, relax, dude. You know what I mean?
I've always, and it's always mixed reviews. Some guys are, some guys aren't. And I've always wondered, like,
But I never heard it anywhere else than just MMA, though.
I think that's where it started. I just think that's where everybody started talking. But I always wondered about professional, like, football players and basketball players.
I remember
there
was a rugby movie that the guy, it was when I was in junior high on the wrestling team, and I went to go train with the high schoolers because my brother was on the team, and they're like, hey, we're doing like a movie night or whatever, so we go, and it was a rugby movie. I don't remember the name of the movie, but the girl like gets up on him right before like the biggest game of his life, and she like comes up on him, and he goes, no, not until after. And that, I think that's when it like started going in my mind, like, oh, like, is that a thing?
Wow.
So
But is it proven or not really? Or is it just
it's all faux pas. I think I don't think it's proven that.
So choice, I'm
Well, they
guessing?
say like a testosterone dump, right? And then your body builds up. So I don't know how it works. I've always been curious.
You know how sex works?
Well, for some reason, I have 2 kids, but however that happened, I still couldn't tell you how. But yeah, I don't know.
Like I said, I just never heard that it's been like any other sport and just this. And for some reason, it makes sense in my head, even though, like we just said, that it doesn't make a difference. Like for some reason in my head, for MMA or boxing, I was like, yeah, I can see that. But if all I want to do is running on a soccer field, and it's like, I don't see how that affects me. But I don't know.
I don't know.
Do you see Shop getting his hamstrings when he raised?
Jeez.
You know who Brandon Shop is, I'm sure.
yeah,
You listen to his podcast?
I don't.
No.
I should listen
Get
to more
out.
podcasts.
No, but he just raised one of his buddies, and he's like, I don't need to warm up or nothing. They just spring, and then he
Both tore both of his hamstrings.
yeah.
In a 100-meter race.
Wow,
You know, but
that sounds awful.
so
Age, dude, age.
oh, it does it
Age.
to you. It does it to you, man.
Yeah.
Like I would love to be 26 again. Oh, could you imagine?
Should we race?
I'll race you.
I'll beat you,
I'll smoke your ass.
dude. Soccer. What did you do? Roll around with people?
Ran as a white kid. I ran my whole life. Look how little I was.
Dude, I'm a brown kid. Dude. All I did was running. He just got it. Look. Yo, favorite song to come out to?
I don't have a favorite song, but I have
Wrecking
a favorite
Ball.
band.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I listen to Slipknot a lot. I'm a big Slipknot
Nice.
guy. I wanted to go to Europe to one of their concerts when they went on tour, and That was way too expensive.
Not Fest just got announced.
They don't come here?
It's not. They're going to Idaho. They're coming as close as Idaho. Yeah.
When is that?
Pull it up. That just got announced. I believe. What's that really hot chick? But she's weird as shit. In This Moment. I think Butcher Babies are on there too.
I've actually never heard of Butcher Babies.
I've never heard of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you got to see these chicks.
All right. Brian,
Angels all
Brian
follow.
Brian is hooking it up right now. Slipknot, huh? Every time?
Slipknot.
Same
No,
song?
not every time. I listened to some Disturbed before coming out to fights, but Slipknot, Disturbed. I think those are the only two bands I've walked out to.
I thought that I've said this on the podcast before. If I was ever gonna fight, I would walk out to Dig by Mudvayne.
Mudvayne's good.
Oh, that
You'd say
fucking
that.
oh
There it
man!
is.
Coming to a city near you,
Just like not Salt Lake.
not Salt Lake City. See if you can find the dates.
Yeah, but hold on. But why going to Europe? They've never been here.
No, they had. It was just like back when I was like planning on going to a concert and stuff, and they just so happened to do like a tour in Europe, and I was like, maybe I'll go to Europe. And then I realized that was a very expensive trip to make for a
I can
concert.
imagine. So they don't have the dates released yet. I just saw them. So yeah, right there. Green Bay. Well, that place sucks.
Hey,
That place is trash. Cleveland.
I don't see anybody saying they're going to be in Idaho.
yeah, you're high, dude.
Is that Arizona?
Cleveland.
Little Rock, Arkansas. I swear to God.
Dude, how come they don't
I
come? Dude,
swear to God.
good
that I had-
bands don't come here, dude.
I swear to God, I had seen one the other day, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, speaking of bands, speaking of Latin bands, you know Mana?
Mana?
That's my favorite band in the whole entire world.
They're good.
They just got.
I like how you guys say it, like, mana. I say it, and it's like, well, you said that wrong there, bud. Get your shit together.
we don't know who that is.
Yeah.
But they just
Alexa's all what?
they just had a residency in California. They sold out like the first, I want to say 10 shows.
Wonder
20
why
shows.
that is.
I'm sure.
I would love to go see them, dude.
Yeah.
Last time they played was in Vegas. It was like around my birthday, I think. I was like, I want to go, and then I didn't go. And then COVID says, hold my bat
beer.
soup. Hold my bat soup. And then we ended up going.
Yo, as a police officer, and for both of you, how has COVID changed your procedures on how you do everything? I mean, you guys, that's got to be in the forefront of your mind every time you approach somebody, right?
Yeah, so it was a big thing when it first came out, right? Obviously, like they were like, we're not responding to certain calls, like we're gonna just take them over the phone unless it's like a real emergency and stuff like that. You're wearing masks everywhere. You have gloves, and if you ever touch someone and they're positive, now you're getting decontaminated, and then they got to put you on like a leave for like a certain amount of days. So it changed a lot, and they didn't want us doing what we call proactive work, where we're like looking for people and making stops and catching bad guys, right? Like, but they didn't want us doing that. They said, hey, no proactive work, because that's just more contact with the public.
Right.
And so it was a big turning point in how we did things for a while, and things have starting to normalize a little bit more. But now with the new like Omicron variant or whatever, it's starting to kind of get more restrictive again. So
No,
I mean,
here's the question too. If you arrest somebody, do you guys supply masks? Or you just driving with a guy that...
yeah, so the jail has masks. So we would like put him in the car, drive him to jail, and we have like our window screen
but
in
now he's in
between
the
us.
car, though.
Yeah, and we would have a window screen in between us, and we're supposed to have our masks and then our gloves and
okay.
everything, and drive him to the jail, and they won't even let him in without putting like the mask on first, and then we put the mask on there, and then take him in, and then they do what they do.
Were you a... she's not looking. Were you a cop in New York or just here?
No, just here.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, what's the difference?
So back to the Slipknot conversation. I don't know if it's not Fest, but they will be in Colorado Springs June 9th, Napa, Idaho, June 11th, Seattle, Washington.
Props to
June
you, B.
13th. They'll
That's what the
be in
fuck I'm talking
Vegas, on June 17th.
This is why we pay our
This is why we
producer.
have. This is why we have. Hey, he's a DJ for your parties and baptisms and shit.
Yeah, if you have
Napa, Idaho on June 11th. If you,
Ooh, a day after my birthday. Let's roll.
Ooh, I don't like him.
Idaho.
Guess we're going to Idaho.
or Colorado
You don't like 'em?
Springs, whatever's
No.
closest.
But
Colorado Springs might be closer. I don't know where Napa, Idaho is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Idaho's just right here, right?
Napa's a little bit
More north.
more north. Colorado Springs is probably actually a little bit closer.
Yo, what about is your family here? Your parents?
Yeah, so my immediate family and like my first cousins.
So what do they think and feel about this whole thing?
Oh, they love it.
Do they?
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so my mom's she's always super supportive, and I'll always see her cheering and like yelling, recording with her phone, you know. But I guess she has said otherwise.
he told me, he's like, oh, my mom's all about it. I'm like, how is your mom all about it? And then the first fight that I got, I was like, you're not stressed. She's like, oh, no, I'm praying for both of them to come out safe. I'm like, oh, okay, so she's not all
The
about
mom's supposed to pray for me. That's it.
But so like my dad's super supportive. Like he used to do like Kenpo karate.
Oh, no shit.
nice.
So like bare knuckle like tournaments.
Yeah.
Like, and he's like all about that stuff.
Is
And
that what?
No.
No. What am I gonna say?
Bruce Lee?
No.
Oh.
The other one with the fucking ponytail.
Oh, no. You're thinking of...
goddamn, what's his name?
You're thinking of not Jean-Claude Van
No,
Damme.
the
You're
other-
thinking about the weirdo, the fat one, right? Yeah, you're the we ought to all be hung by not knowing it.
The guy with the ponytail, black hair ponytail, beat the shit out of everybody.
it's like it's like on the tip of my tongue.
Nobody's getting out of this room until we figure out what the fuck is this guy.
No idea.
Look up Under Siege, for God's
Yeah,
sakes,
yeah.
and that'll say.
Yeah,
If I go sit on the toilet, I'll remember it. That's where all my thoughts come into my head.
Steven Seagal.
Steven
Steven
Seagal.
Seagal.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, God damn it. Is that what he does?
I don't think so. I think he's Aikido.
I don't know what he did.
You can look it up.
Aikido? What do you say your dad does?
He did Kenpo.
Kempo.
God damn it, dude.
what are we looking up here?
Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal.
And
Martial arts.
Just martial arts.
Isn't that isn't the same thing that the singer from Van Halen?
Haley Roth.
Yeah, doesn't he do the same?
So it looks like he's oh, keto. Yeah.
Keto.
See, dude. He does
Lawman,
a
whatever
keto
that
and eats
is.
keto. See what I'm saying? And he has a couple ketos.
Go to images. Let's see how Mr. Steven Seagal is looking these days. You could probably just get rid of martial arts and
Oh, he's
he's
thick, isn't he?
he's seen better days there.
Look at this thing, dude. Ooh. You and Brian knows which one to go to.
wait.
I think that guy asked me for some money at the gas station the other day, actually.
So is he an actual badass? Or that's so.
He was back in the day, but I think he was not like, I don't think he was like Jean-Claude Van Damme badass or Bruce Lee badass, but I'm sure he could probably kick 99% of the world's ass in his prime, maybe.
Ooh, what's that? Steven Seagal and Charlize Theron.
Those earrings are god-awful there, ma'am.
Oh, yeah. Same as the glasses.
Yeah.
Hey, oh, look, he's got a bandana for COVID. Hey, favorite martial arts movie?
That's a hard one. I would probably say
Me and Ninja Turtles.
I actually watched that one, the live action one before one of my fights.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, the live action one.
You beat the shit out of the guy?
Is that the Vanilla Wise? Yes, we ought to walk out to go ninja, go.
God, what's that movie? I was just about to watch it the other day. It's with Jake Gyllenhaal, the boxing movie.
Warrior?
Creed? No,
No.
I was gonna say Creed.
No, it's the boxing movie with Jake Gyllenhaal. I was gonna watch it the other day.
Brian's already on it, dude.
It's like one of my favorite movies.
Brian's. I'm sending an email.
but I'm drawing a blank. Southpaw.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's a good movie. I love it.
Yours? I think we went over this.
Oh, Bloodsport. Bloodsport and the best of the best. The original The Best of the Best that had what's his name? The fat brother of the what's the crazy one that went and interviewed fucking El Chapo? Pratt. What's his fucking name?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It used to be married to Madonna.
Yeah, what's his name? Best of the best.
No, I know what you're
Cast.
talking about. God damn it, dude. We're
We're out of it. That was
yeah.
probably my favorite martial arts movie as a kid. But
What's his
Bloodsport,
fucking
the
name?
original
Best of the
Bloodsport.
Best?
Yeah.
The
Movie?
original one?
Yeah, the original movie.
89?
Yeah, bet your ass 89.
Brian's giving us all the. It's not Chris.
What's his name? Chris? It is.
Penn?
It's Chris Penn, yeah. Sean Penn's brother.
Sean. Okay.
Chris
okay.
Penn's dead.
Yeah.
Boy, he looked rough there in that picture there. But yeah, that was a great movie.
No, he was a
James
badass.
Earl Jones is the coach. Yeah, man, that was a fucking. If you've never seen Best of the
But
Best,
Chris
do you?
Penn was the badass.
No,
Oh, okay,
he was
'cause
just
he-
like the
'cause he
shit.
looks like the
he was
promoter.
every one of those movies has like the shit talking fat guy
Yeah.
that's like. He was that guy, right?
Well, maybe that's why he's
Had
dead.
the good jokes. Oh, cocaine was rough on old Chris Penn.
Dude, I had no idea that was Sean Penn. That's the one I was thinking. Sean Penn.
What about you?
I don't know which. To me, growing up in Mexico, Jackie Chan was to
Sure.
me. was
Really?
like, yeah.
He was big down there
Yeah.
because we didn't get Jackie Chan until like Rush Hour, right? Or The Drunken Master.
There's some good movies.
No, he got, dude, back when he was like everything. I mean, I don't want to insult him. What is he, Korean? What is it? I have no idea.
Is he Chinese?
Is he?
I don't know.
Wait, you know what language does he speak?
No, no, what is he?
I would assume whatever he speaks, he's probably that. So
No, but I just like in Mexico, yeah. That was like my shit. And then you start growing and you start realizing that he did all of his stunts and you're like, holy shit,
He's from
dude.
Hong Kong. So.
See?
Hong Kong, we were all off on that.
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, sorry. But he's still alive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
67 years old.
Oh damn, he's getting up there.
67? Yo, he looks like he's 83.
There's a point, and well, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stay out of this one. So let's move on to the next one. Speaking of old age, we lost Meatloaf.
That's true.
Meatloaf
you know
just
Meatloaf?
died.
No.
Oh, dude, you never heard?
would do anything for love. You don't remember that song?
Yeah, I know the song.
I won't do anything.
Do that.
Hell yeah, dude.
She's a little bit older. She'll probably know.
Yo.
Here comes the boss.
All right, I gotta go.
He's gonna show up to his fight already beat up. Do you do any fighting? Do you?
She's trained some jujitsu. She's
Oh,
gone to my
nice.
gym and
Nice.
stuff.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
So
I would assume as a cop, it's a great thing to know, though. Like to be able to have some good ground control and.
yeah, I was actually on the Domesticated Savages podcast last night, and we were talking.
Oh, you're
about
doing the
all
rounds
this.
then.
Yeah, and so we were talking about how it helps in the law enforcement world, and it helps de-escalate situations so much, and helps you use less force than you need to. Like imagine one guy knows what he's doing, taking a guy into custody. Maybe I hit him once, take him to the ground, cuff him up, right? If you got 2 or 3 guys that don't really know what they're doing, it's going to be a dragged out fight
Right.
where they're
Yeah.
beating the piss out of the dude, right?
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things where every cop needs to train. That's always been my opinion, and every cop needs to be physically fit. And unfortunately, that's not the day and age we live in right now.
Right.
So you knowing all these things, is there one of your buddies who are like, hey, so what do you do when I do this to you? You're like, fuck off or something like that.
Yeah, all the time. Well, what do we do here? It's like, dude, go to the fucking gym and find out. Like we will teach you.
Hell yeah.
I can't teach you in 2 seconds. It's
It's
like
not a
you'll just
hidden,
forget by
not a hidden
tomorrow.
secret,
Do you
right?
teach too?
Yeah. So I'm actually one of the assistant defensive tactics instructor for the academies. And so I teach a lot of the new recruits when I can. And at Jeremy's gym, I don't coach or anything like that, but I always help out the other guys that are there.
Nice.
That's gotta be cool.
Cops, man. You guys got the toughest job in the world, right? Like there's a certain breed of individuals that become law enforcement officers, and the other side of the Beehive, we are all about our law enforcement officers, and thanks.
Oh,
Thanks for
thank you.
everything you
Thanks
guys
so
do. We appreciate you guys going out there and keeping order on that shit.
Yeah.
I would love it.
Yo, were you guys somewhere when they did all the stuff in downtown? Were you guys around?
With the riot?
Yeah.
We were both in the thick of it. Yeah.
Wow.
God damn.
It was hot for a minute. With all those burning cars and everything. All that gear on. I was warm.
He answered me. I was like, "Is there sort of fires?" I was gonna say that. Dude. Then he got it.
Could you imagine the podcast stories?
Oh, dude. Maybe you need to come
many.
back for another that has nothing to do with MMA. All it is cops.
Do you watch Cops?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Dude, can you, how about walking out to bad boys, what you gonna do?
It's not a bad idea.
I got it, dude.
It's not a bad idea.
The judge? Come on.
I thought about coming out to a mariachi band too.
There
So
you
it's like
go. Oh, dude.
just like Canelo does it.
all the familia was like, what? Did we lose you?
No,
What's going on?
I went, oh, he's a Canelo. I'm just like,
That's right, dude.
Not a fan?
No, yeah.
no, in my opinion,
the
the
fans.
pound for pound, the greatest boxer
Best
ever.
boxer ever.
Ever.
Who's
ever.
your favorite MMA fighter?
So I'm a huge fan of Dustin Poirier. Huge fan. I just like his like grind mindset, and you can't question that dude's work ethic ever. That dude's just one of those dudes that'll grind to the top, and if he loses, he learns from it and just keeps grinding forward.
Is it safe to say the biggest heart in MMA too? Like the biggest, if you were to pick a role model in today's MMA, that's the guy right there.
Definitely with all his charities.
Yeah.
And
In your opinion, because obviously we already talked about this, and I agree with what he has to say, but what do you think happened? They lost the last one.
you know, I talked about this on the Damage Plan podcast too, and Zach Partridge made a pretty good point. He said, you know, sometimes you just don't have a good day at the office, and that definitely wasn't the best Poirier we've ever seen. Yeah. And I think that was just one of those days that he just didn't perform how he should have or how he needed to, and Charles Oliveira did perform how he needed to, and that's a dangerous dude to not perform well with. So I think that's just is what it is, right?
Charles has been a dark horse for a long time. He's
Very.
got better and better and better. And now we're seeing, look how many fights the guy's had in the UFC. You don't think, I mean, he's been around for a while, but you look at it, you're like, holy shit, the dude just fought everybody, and he's got better and better each time. And I thought Dustin had the better of him in the first round. But the second round, I think the game plan was like, okay, well, we don't do that. And it happens, right? So.
Sure. I definitely would have liked to see Poirier do a little bit more off his back, but I don't blame him because Oliveira is such a dangerous dude to be on the ground with that it's one of those things that you don't, like, you're almost damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? And unfortunately, it ended up with him getting submitted either way. So it's just kind of one of those things like, well, what could have happened if he would have tried to scramble or try to stand up with him again? Like, you could play what if games all day, but it's just, it went how it went.
Are you watching? Go ahead. Because I was gonna ask if you're watching the fights.
Yeah, I'll watch him.
You are.
Yeah. Who do you got on the main event?
That's a hard fight.
It's a pick'em fight, isn't it? It's a pick'em fight.
So hard.
You got the arguably the hardest hitter in the game right now,
the world,
against probably the most technical heavyweight that we've seen at this point.
There's only one other heavyweight that I've been able to see that moves like Cyril Gane, and that's a guy from my gym.
Really?
Yeah, I'm painting a target on his back, obviously, by saying he's gonna walk through the heavyweights in Utah, but he's gonna perform really well, I think, when he fights. But they fight very similar, and Cyril Gane's the only other guy that I've seen a heavyweight move like that. It's insane.
Do you get help from the other guys at the gym? Do you like if you want to stay late, for example? Do they go, "Hey, I'll stay with you and work on some things or whatever"? There's always like, 'cause obviously everybody's in a different path. Everybody's training for different things, and we're having an earthquake right now. But Is there somebody that's always going to say, no, I'll stay and I'll help you out? Or
all the time.
Yeah.
We're a family down there at Elite Performance. Like they're my extended family. I've been with them since I was 17. And like I said, I consider Jeremy as like a second dad, you know? But like she can attest, like last Friday night at like 8 p.m., I had like 5 or 6 dudes show up to the gym to help me train. And
Wow.
Like what are normal people doing on a Friday night at 8, 9 p.m., right? Like they're out partying, having fun, hanging out with their family or girlfriends, whatever. And these dudes, podcasting. But they were in there just getting rounds with me, just helping me prepare. And, you know, I can't thank them enough for all their hard work. And I'd be willing to do the same thing for them.
Beautiful. What's your BJJ ranking?
I'm a purple belt right
Really?
now. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you are legit then.
I don't know about that.
Oh, I mean,
Justin likes to wrestle with all the MMA fighters. that
yeah.
come
So
here.
we'll move this out of the way.
Yeah,
and
Sweet.
We'll get out of
Love
here.
it.
We'll get this.
Step on my face.
Do you remember when we had Rob? And I just kept putting, it's obviously a joke. So I
You're
just
Rob
kept doing
Eastman.
So he I just kept saying, you know, he wants to challenge you. And right in the middle of his conversation of whatever, he was talking about his gym or whatever. And then he looks at Justin, he goes, so yeah, if you want to roll, just let me know. And Justin's like, hey, I don't want nothing to do with it.
It's a brick shit house. And I was like, well, this guy's talking shit, so I didn't write that cash. He did, or that check he did. So
well, you guys did say that you'd beat me up in the past, right?
Yeah, but you didn't know.
If you'd like to
oh, wow,
handle it.
the tables have turned, huh?
And that's my joke.
Guess
man.
what, bud?
So is this you? And tell me if it's not. But I was just looking at the.
That is me and Casey Radden at the Maverick Center. That was that hard fight that I was telling you guys about.
Get just punching. Look at that dude's face.
Remember that?
That's a beautiful shot. In fact, we ought to print that. Well, I don't know if you get in trouble for printing that out and have you sign that for the Beehive. That is
that's no issue.
Or you can always bring your
picture,
gloves.
Yeah, I can bring you some.
Oh, we can buy the gloves. You can sign.
Yeah, you just got to sign them. That's all you got to do. I'm not asking. It's not charity, right?
Sorry. Do you do anything with the gloves? Or are you kind of like,
No, so there's only been one card where usually they take them back.
Really?
But there's only been one card. It was for RFA versus Showdown. That show card, that was like the last big Showdown fight before like it canned off, and but that one they let me keep the gloves, and that was pretty cool. I thought that was pretty cool.
But do you do anything with them, or they just go in a box, or?
No, there were like with all my other stuff, like my belts and my medals and trophies and stuff, but I keep them all kind of like tucked away. It's not like on a wall or anything.
Oh, I would put that shit on my front yard. You know how they have those book things where you can take a book and give a book? No, I'd have a shrine. There would be one fucking medal in there. It's all,
I would use the most open mitts, dude.
yeah, fuck yeah. Driving gloves and shit.
You just put them on to shovel snow. So Eric Iman, I know that the gym that he goes to, he's a Team Link.
Yeah.
Every time he fights, they take him off and they hang. But it's not the gloves, right? It's the
wraps.
The wraps.
Yeah,
exactly.
they cut the wraps. So.
Yeah.
I kept the wraps for my first fight, and then after like a year or two, I was like, "That's kind of gross." And then
You could smell them when you walked in the room. She's all, get rid of those. Get rid of those.
They look like those glue sticks with the
flies.
But these ones, they can fly freely.
Yeah.
We're just here for the smell.
So what's the plan for this year? Obviously, get a big win here on Saturday,
That's the plan.
and then 2-3 fights if allowed.
Yeah, so I would like to fight probably like 2 or 3 more times before the end of the year, preferably 3, and then just kind of see where the career's at that point. I know Dana White's Contender Series is a pretty big thing right now. Yeah. We'll kind of see where that goes. I mean, Jeremy's obviously got so many connections in the MMA world, but at the end of the day, it's not Jeremy's connections that help get you those fights. It's how you perform.
How you perform, right?
How you perform. So you could be, 20-0, but if you're a guy that just freaking wrestles someone to the ground and holds them there the whole time, like nobody wants to watch you fight.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. great. You can hold a guy down. You can
Yeah.
wrestle him. Like, that's great. People like to see exciting and fun fights, and that's what I try to put out every single time. So.
At the end of the day, it's an entertainment, right?
Yeah.
And everybody's got to remember that. You go out to win, but sadly, in today's MMA world, you've got to make a name for yourself by, I don't need to tell you. It's just it's an odd world now, right?
Yeah, and I think a perfect person to kind of, talk about in that subject is Chris Mutino, right?
Yeah.
Comes in, kind of short notice, takes a beating by Sean O'Malley, but dude's super exciting because he's just walking forward, trying to dish it back out, and just won't quit. Made like 90 grand off that one fight, and now he's like a Instagram star.
Yeah,
and-
so that I can't remember the exact number. So when he walked in the cage to the point where he walked out of the cage that night, it was like an astronomical amount of fucking
Yeah.
followers out of there. Do you remember? Green haired,
yeah.
just a fucking monster, just a fucking zombie, dude. Yeah, that's a great point.
I think that's one of those things, like whether you win or lose, if you're someone fun and people like to watch you, like you'll go far in the sport, right?
But you can only take so many of those.
you can only take so many beatings, that's for sure.
We have one more question to ask you.
Sure.
Before you kick out of here, and then we'll chat about the fight, and we'll get you on your way so you can go get back at it. Go eat something. You're gonna go
Yeah.
Go eat
Yeah,
something
eat a little
good?
Something, yeah.
like some chicken, some
Chicken,
shitty
potatoes, a little bit of
chicken,
rice.
some boiled shitty chicken, and breathe some air or whatever.
Well, my weight's good, so I'm eating good right now.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. The other side of the Beehive, we ask every guest this question. This is all about getting in touch with your inner man side, right? Maybe teetering on the gay side a little bit, right? Who's your man crush?
That's a hard one. There's so many.
Who's yours?
Yeah,
Just
see?
kidding. I know, right? That's how we are. There's so many of them. We have people here that feel uncomfortable with that question. We're like, I'm like,
It usually is a pause, like,
Yeah.
wait, what did you just
Yeah.
ask me, motherfucker? I didn't sign up for
let's
this.
erase this episode. We're like, no.
I feel like probably Tom Hardy.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
This is where Brian pops.
Yeah,
him
this
out
is where
there.
Brian's got his shit
This
together.
is where
right here.
Brian types Tom Hardy's sexy.
He's
and then-
already-
and then
he
you
already
get-
has-
And then you get all the look at
Yeah,
that.
see,
There you
it's
go.
already in there, right?
That's a man right there.
That's
Why are you
right,
staring
dude.
so hard?
You go get
Yeah, who he was.
you go get yourself some.
The
dude.
guy from Venom.
Yeah.
Oh, he did.
He's
just
Bane,
did
too,
that.
He did
Isn't he?
Warrior, Bane.
Isn't he Bane?
he's
Yeah,
Bane.
Bane, not
Yeah.
Bane.
Yeah, Bane, Warrior.
Yeah,
He also
She's
did
all what?
that one movie with the English crazy dude. He's bald. Crazy, like it's based on a true story. Oh, what's his name?
Crazy Ball.
Yeah, so he was in the movie.
DJ Bible
he
O'Brien?
played the actor. That was such a good movie.
Oh,
It's on the tip of my tongue.
wasn't the guy that had all the personalities, was he?
Yeah.
Yeah, what was that? And it was a runoff of the Bruce Willis and oh, I know exactly where he was. He's crazy as fuck, and he had like 16 personalities.
And he would just smash people, and then
yeah.
he'd get naked in his cell right before the like guards would come in, just to make it
yeah.
hard to fight him.
Can you go to his movies, B?
This is
Legend?
IMDb.
Legend?
Was that-
No, it wasn't
Legend.
Legend.
It was, oh man, what was it called? It's on the tip of my tongue.
I like how Brian just leave this for us to get a boner while we're thinking about movies. No wonder why our brain's not working.
I brought a jacket for that
We got it. Oh, shit, that's
well,
funny.
we never figured out what it was. Oh,
Wait a minute.
Brian is the brains of this thing. We're just the clowns. We should.
You know who gets me hot and bothered? Frank Grillo.
I don't know who that is.
Did you ever watch Kingdom?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Frank Grillo.
Okay. No, that's a solid one.
Frank Grillo.
That's a solid
50-something
one.
years old. He's a dime piece. Yeah, he gets me going. A legit boxer.
Yeah.
So it's
Capone.
Yo, he was-
Bronson.
That's right.
Bronson.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a good
That's
movie.
right.
You should
That's
watch
right.
it. If you haven't seen it, that's a good movie. Bronson. It's to the left and then one up. To the left. Oh, your other left.
My other left.
Oh, right there next to it.
Next to it. Yeah,
Bronson.
right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
That's a good movie.
Who's your woman crush?
I think Rachel McAdams.
Oh, we like to keep it classy.
Who's that?
Notebook.
Yes.
The
Also
what?
legally, not legally on Mean Girls. She's like,
Mean Girls, Notebook, Wedding Crashers.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
she's,
Okay.
no, she's
Okay. I
classy
know who
lady
she is.
right here.
Oh, okay.
I get it.
Too
Yeah.
fast.
or
I'm trying to
Blake
pull him up
Lively,
right
actually,
now.
I'm changing my name.
Oh,
Blake
which one?
Lively.
Blake Lively.
Ooh.
And you know who
Yeah,
she
hey,
gets
yeah,
to fool
we'll-
around with
we'll-
every day.
we'll take her, man.
Yeah. Oh, man. Hey,
Ryan
let me
Reynolds,
smell your
baby.
fingers there, ma'am.
Dude, I really hope that you're having fun because we're having a blast.
Yeah.
And this is exactly what we want when it comes to fighters, which is we want to go over everything you want to say, but we also want to have fun. Bust balls. That's
Yeah.
all we do here.
Where can they find you at, man?
So you can look me up on my Instagram at Johann Rubio MMA. Also on Facebook. I probably won't add you though. You know, I'm
That's fine.
not big on adding people on Facebook. Not you guys personally, just like people.
look at
I
that.
don't add
Look at
people
that
that I don't
fucking-
know.
Dude, I think I'm changing my man crush. mine is Brad Pitt, by the way.
Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
That's a solid one
I'm
too.
also a classy lady like her. So, yeah. But anyway, go ahead. Keep going.
No, Johann Rubio MMA. If you want tickets to the fight, fiercefightingchampionship.com. Just fiercefightingchampionship.com. Click on tickets. Super easy. Just look at my picture or any of the other pictures of the fighters. Click on who you want to support. We get a percentage of the ticket sales and stuff. So far, we're leading in sales. So
Nice. Hell yeah.
And that's a big thing that a lot of people, you know, we the fighters we've had on here, we've kind of let them know that if you want to support a local fighter, go through them to get your tickets because it's a big bump. I mean, it's a big deal through anybody that's trying to push tickets. And I mean, you get a guy like you that pushes a shitload of tickets. It's a no-brainer for Fierce next time they come, right? So
yeah. So it helps promote me, and people think like, oh man, this guy's super sellable. Like,
Yeah.
let's get him on a card. Let's get him a good fight. Like,
Yeah.
not just some bum. Like, let's get him a good fight that people want to see,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
not someone that you'll just walk through. Like,
I like
so
how
it'll
that
be
guy's
fun.
like, hey, you're going to take your clothes off? He's like, no, I'll do it for my suit. I'm like, all right. Looks like
yeah,
Dolph
Carson
Lundgren.
Hardman.
yeah, Carson Hardman. Instagram handle.
Yep, Johann Rubio MMA.
So right here, it's going to show
Yes, sir.
on the video. Just so you
Johann
know.
Rubio MMA.
We'll put his Instagram
There you
handle
go.
right.
Angel.
You can find me on Angel Severa on Instagram. Actually, Facebook, and Ange Severa on Instagram. Brian, where can they find you?
You can find me at Chakra Lounge Friday, Saturday nights. DJ Bad Boy Brian. Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, OnlyFans.
You have Twitter?
Yeah.
You use
Twitter. No.
Who uses Twitter?
Who has it? I heard Twitter's the only thing that's worth looking, and I heard this from you, is porno.
That's why I have a Twitter.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't have a Twitter, but
2.5 minute clips. I'm like, that's all I need. There you go. There's your girl right there. Good choice.
yeah, congratulations. Go to the very end
Good
one.
choice.
The very end one where she's standing with. You'll have to scroll over. It kind of. There you go.
Oh, she's pregos. Is this your pregos again?
I think she just had the baby.
There are two, huh?
Yeah.
Probably beautiful children.
Oh, dude.
Have to be.
Dude,
God damn.
got the beauty mark.
Anyway,
So
J,
where can they find you?
J underscore Sim 68 on the gram. Follow us at the other side of the Beehive. Go to the YouTube channel. Please subscribe. Hit the notification button. We load every Monday video, and you never know what's going to pop up. January 29th, Fierce Fighting Championship. Good luck
Thank you.
when you get a fucking what are you calling? I'm not even going to say that. I won't even say that. I was going to say knockout or choke out, but we won't even go down that road. When you win, we're buying you a beer.
Sweet.
Hell yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Get a hold of him. Get some tickets. Thank you so much for having us. Both of you
Thank
guys.
Thank you guys. And thank you
I
for
appreciate
what you
it.
guys
Thank
do. Also, it's pretty badass. It's awesome. It's an honor to
Yes.
have you guys here. Anything else? Anything else you want to say before we go?
I'd just like to give a shout out to my sponsors. If that's
Yeah,
all right.
yeah,
with
for
you
sure.
guys.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
We'll put him right here too, right? B?
All right. We got a couple. So,
First to pay me more.
firstly, I'd like to thank Elite Performance, best MMA gym in Utah, raising killers. Team's coming up. It's going to be awesome. Water and Wellness, always taking care of me. My boy Walter down there. If you guys ever had their water before, alkaline water, anything like that.
I was raised on well water, so if it's anything like that, right?
It's amazing.
Justin hasn't had water in years.
Yeah.
Yeah, try the water. I'll get you guys cards that'll give you like free gallons of water and
hell
stuff.
yeah.
So Walter down there, he'll take care of you. Spit my name out, and they'll hook you up.
Hell
And
yeah.
Best water, best supplements.
Nice.
Water and wellness, you said?
Water and Wellness out of Mill Creek.
Great.
Damage Plan MMA podcast. Super good dudes. They're the ones that kind of help sort my shirts and hoodies and get all my logos together to help.
Never heard of them.
Branch out to them. And they actually hooked it up this time. They got me a banner and everything.
Wow.
Cool.
Super good dudes out there, and they're getting bigger and bigger.
Shout out to Jason and Zach.
Yes,
They're the ones that hooked this up as well.
We've had him here.
They've
too.
been on the podcast and love those guys. But
We want to fight him too, right? You
Well.
take. I'll take. Jay. Well, I mean, it don't matter who you give me. They're gonna beat the shit out of me anyway.
they're also commentating
that's right.
the card.
Yeah, the
so
card at the
big,
Maverick
that's
so
Center.
huge.
it is on pay-per-view, right? So if you can't go, get on. It's like 20 bucks
20
before.
bucks, I think, before, and then 25, I think,
25 the day
if
of.
you order it.
Yeah. So no reason not to watch this card.
Yeah, 100%. And then Rockwell watches. Johnny down there, super good dude.
Yeah.
Johnny.
Very, very, very pro first responder, military.
Cool. Yeah.
Very good man, and always helping me whenever he can. And then last but not least, Body Temple Athletics. And they've been helping me a lot with my mobility and Muscle Yogi. That's her Instagram handle. She's her name is Heidi. She's very smart, knows how to like work with all different types of athletes. And if you want to get fit, if you want to get strong, if you want to do competition, she's a great person. Sorry. Now, last but not least, Spartan Trades.
Nice.
Look them up on Instagram. Great wealth of knowledge when it comes to like stock trading and stuff like that. Very good people, always supporting, and I'm super happy to have them on the team.
Beautiful.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming. This is your home. Whenever you guys need, whenever you guys want to come out and hang out with us, let us know. And are we good?
We're good.
Until next time, take care of yourselves out there, and we will see you on the other side of the Beehive.
Say peace.
Peace.
Oh, sexy. That was badass.